momentarily. This week's format is a survival format. So the percentage survival, which is the fourth number at the top of the screens that everyone has. So from left to right at the top of the screen, it's time, number of marbles in that level, total marbles killed in the entire run, and then the percentage of marbles that have survived in the entire run. For the first round, the first half hour, the competitors must get 100% to level 10, as many attempts as they need to get there. And we will see what happens. Minimum 30-second timer for all levels. If we have anyone that double clicks, we will be trying to be understanding to unintentional situations, but if we feel anything is being abused, we will require the run to be restarted. So we'll see how all that goes. And it looks like already Smebbity and KlopTrip and SolidMustard loading up level 2 in their 30-second timers. Looks like Mr. Vaniller's trying to get their stream going here. Might be having some internet trouble, so hopefully they get that sorted out soon enough. And they are on their way. So KlopTrip on the top right is going to be going about the same time as SolidMustard on the bottom left. 16 marbles to 6. So we'll see how it goes. And again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are in all 4 channels to try to make the competition as fair as possible. Links are provided in chat. I wouldn't worry too much about the stream quality, but I'm sure they're not going to have too much trouble getting 100% to level 10. So I got quality options on my feed, so looks good for me. I didn't check SolidMustard's actually. SolidMustard do not have quality options. All right, so as we go into it right now, looks like everyone doing pretty well. Smebbity at 100, KlopTrip at 100, SolidMustard at 100, and it looks like Mr. Miller's also at 100, although one level behind at the moment. So let's see here. Smebbity on level 3, loading in with their 30-second timer. Looks like KlopTrip's getting underway. SolidMustard also getting underway. So SolidMustard and KlopTrip pretty much neck and neck right now. And Smebbity just a couple seconds behind. These levels are all 100%able for anything up to probably 50 marbles. As I eject it. So we'll see how our competitors fare with it. First couple levels. The usual nuisances. Nothing tricky, just the tedium of getting through the levels. And it looks like the competitors are handling it well. Smeb's in with 100. SolidMustard's in with 100. And KlopTrip in with 100. Mr. Valinders starting level 2 also on that 100. So let's see what is going to happen here. Mr. Valinders on the bottom right. Swerving through the thumbs. Corner to wind been pretty straightforward. Looks like a good line, and they're going to get through with plenty of time to go. Smebbity on the top left. Grooving to the music. Ready to go. Looks like our 3 lead competitors all starting pretty much at the same time. KlopTrip on the top right. A little bit of a slosh going through. Needs to be careful not to jump any marbles over the walls. Looks like they got it. Bottom left, SolidMustard. A little spread going into the corners. They'll be able to collect in. And top left, Smebbity. Doing something. Can't tell. He's too busy licking the mustache. And it looks like all 3 getting in with hundreds still. And bottom right, Mr. Valinders starting level 3 at 100%. Okay, why is this constantly popping up? Like, I get it. Thank you. We're good. We're good. We're good. Thank you, Twitch. Thanks. Oh, my goodness. All right. Looks like we are on to the level 5s for Smebbity, SolidMustard, and KlopTrip. This is where things can get a little tricky with those octagon tiles. The octagon tiles probably the hardest ones, 200% depending on the combos. But I would imagine not going to be too much of an issue for our main competitors here. Let's see what happens. It is going to be 26 marbles for KlopTrip, so KlopTrip tilting a lot more marbles right now. Could be tricky getting in with these octagons. Bottom left, SolidMustard, straight through. Top left, Smebbity, also straight through. We'll use the corner to collect before they go to the win bin. Looks like KlopTrip doing very well with their 26. It's a long line, but they've got a generous corner, and they're going to ease up into that corner. Ooh, tucked a little early there. Needs to not lose the marbles in the back. And it looks like KlopTrip is going to be good. So it is 100% for Smebbity, 100% for SolidMustard, and 100% for KlopTrip. Oh my goodness, why? Why? I get it, Twitch. Give it a rest, Twitch. I get it. There are emotes. I understand. Oh my goodness. All right, so Mr. Villagers looking to get through level 4. A little bit of spread before the corner. They're going to collect in the back of the thumbs instead of using the corner itself, which is going to give them a much tighter grouping of marbles to try to get through the rest of the level nice and easy. And there it is. Beautiful line through the second half of level 4, and that's going to be 100% for Mr. Villagers. So it looks like everyone looking to qualify on the first attempt. Looking real good. Also, to any competitors that are listening, if you would like to be in an interview in between rounds, do let me know. And we can orchestrate that out pretty easy. Okay. Top right, KlopTrip on 30 barbs. Top left, Smebbity getting them in for level 6. Bottom left, SolidMustard getting in for level 6. So looking pretty good. Why? We're just going to do this, see if that does anything, even though it's not in time. I don't know why Twitch does not understand how to turn off a fucking alert. But whatever. All right. So looks like KlopTrip's on 7, Smebbity's on 7, SolidMustard on 7, and all at 100%. Little bit of spread coming through the octagons for Mr. Valendris there, but it looks like they've got it under control. And they will collect into the corner before going through the rest of the level. And so it looks like all 4 competitors off to a strong start. Not going to need that second attempt to get themselves through. We might see if they're willing to start early on the second round, but we'll have to check in with all competitors to see if that's what they want to do. Should they all complete? Smebbity top left. Long peel through the octagons into squares. Needs to keep the marbles from running ahead. Looks like they've got it. Bottom left, SolidMustard doing the same. Ooh, 1 marble in the back for KlopTrip. And KlopTrip needs to be careful. There's 1 marble in the back. Did they secure it? Hard to tell. They haven't checked in the back yet. We'll see. Looks like they've got it. 19 out of 19. Keep it under control. It's 100% for SolidMustard, 100% for Smebbity. KlopTrip. Octagons again to the win bin. Its appeal should be steady. Looks pretty good. Couple flicks to get him out of the corner. And KlopTrip gets to level 8. Bottom right, Mr. Valendris looking to get through level 6. It just does not. Oh, is it doing it for? It's doing it for every emote, probably. I think that's what it is. It's doing it for every emote. Each emote gets its own alert. All right. SolidMustard and Smebbity starting level 8. KlopTrip a little further behind on the level 8. Mr. Valendris, weird spread in the parallels, but gets it nice into the win bin there. So they're going to move on to level 7. And it looks like all 4 competitors are doing very well. I really think it's for each emote is what it's doing. It's probably for each emote. It also keeps reconnecting me to chat for some reason, so who knows. Top left, Smebbity is in. Bottom left, SolidMustard is in. Top right, KlopTrip slopping through on the corners. No marbles jumping over the walls. Looking pretty good. Needs to collect them before the bridge. And they do so. And they're going to use the corner just to be safe. A wise choice. And so Smebbity on their last level, SolidMustard on their last level, and KlopTrip now getting to their last level. It just won't go away. I think the chat keeps reconnecting on me. That's the problem. All right, so Mr. Validrus, level 7. Oh, no! A marble misses the outside of the squares.
You get to start over.
Mr. Validrus is going to have to restart. Just one marble shy on the back of the squares there. You hate to see it. Let's see our other competitors now. Looks like it's going to be Smebbity. Into the octagons. Oh, it's a weird spread. He has the squeeze to collect in, does so, keeps it under control, and Smebbity looks to be getting in with 100% to level 10. And they can choose to start at level 10, or they can restart if they want. Oh no, SolidMustard also with a lost marble right at the end of level 9. You hate to see it. So it looks like Mr. Validrus and SolidMustard both restarting. We will not be starting them for second round early. And KlopTrip now, bracing for impact. 27 marbles. Let's go to the full screen. All right, so this is KlopTrip on level 9. Looking to qualify for the second round. 27 marbles. Gets a bad peel in the octagons. Has the squeege in the back, though. All 27 are straight line through, and Smebbity advances to the second round with 100%. So now it is all eyes on SolidMustard on the bottom left and Mr. Validrus on the bottom right. Both looking to get 100% to level 10. With 17 minutes remaining. So SolidMustard will load up level 2. Looks like Mr. Validrus is beginning level 2. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not in all 4 streams, make sure you are in all 4 streams. We'll post. Thank you, Droska. Always beating me to it. All right. So it looks like a good level 2 for Mr. Validrus. SolidMustard waiting for the timer to tick down. And just a reminder for the second round, it will be the highest percentage to level 15, the 3 highest percentages. Or excuse me, the 2 highest percentages moving on. So if you feel you're not doing well enough, feel free to restart it at any time. All right, SolidMustard, bottom left, gets it in on the 100. Bottom right, Mr. Validrus is about to start level 3. Both competitors looking to push through. Mr. Validrus coming in with 19 marbles into the corners. Looks pretty steady. Flopping it through. They've got a corner to collect in. No pressure. And that will be all 100% through level 3 for Mr. Valindris. Bottom left, solid mustard. On the way. Rounding the corner. Into the thumbs. Looks like they're going to keep a nice tight group through it all. Looks very good. Swinging around the octagon into the wind mid. Solid mustard also keeps the 100 to level 4. Mr. Valindris on the bottom right. Looking to start level 4 in 15 seconds. And again, thank you all for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Klop is getting a lot of marbles. They also were tilting prior to the event, so they had already accumulated quite a crowd. It is up to them to spread the numbers around. Bottom right, Mr. Valindris on the last tile with 17 marbles. Solid mustard on the bottom left. Mr. Valindris is in. Let's see if solid mustard can follow through as well. Nice tight grouping off of the corner. A little bit of scatter across the corner. Swinging around. Needs to, oh, I would have regrouped there, but they're going to risk it. They get him in, but playing a little dangerous. Solid mustard on to level 5. Again, the octagons are key. Mr. Valindris started it up in 15 seconds. Solid mustard in 30. Both competitors getting the early jitters out. "13 minutes remain." And Smebbity or KlopTrip, if you guys are willing to do an interview, let me know. We could get you in. Oh, there's 2 marbles in the back for Mr. Valindris. I think he saved them. And he has a corner to collect in with a narrower, so it shouldn't be an issue. 15 for 15 right now. Looks like he's good. Bottom left, solid mustard. Also a little bit of spread. Looks like Mr. Valindris is solid, though. Gets all 15 to the end of the level. And it's going to be 6 for solid mustard on the bottom left. Also getting in and moving on to level 6. So both competitors 4 levels away. Four levels away for our 2 competitors. Oh, there's a Smebbity. Is that a Smebbity I hear?
Yeah, sorry, me chatter being delinquents. How you doing, Shens?
Doing good. Congratulations on your 100. Well done.
Yes, thank you. I was expecting to drop a couple and have it to restart, but yeah. I was going to wait on the level 9 screen. Oh, is that against the rule? Do we have to actually
you can
start level 10?
You can wait on the level 9 screen.
I don't have as many balls as KlopTrip, so I'm not that. I'm not that fussed.
So I will say the 2 people that made it on the first run were people who were streaming already, and I know you weren't tilting; you were running some races, but it does seem like a little bit of a warm up of any kind, really.
Yeah, I was actually going to tilt to do some warm up, but we were just hanging out and we're finishing up some races, and me getting distracted. I didn't get a chance to tilt.
It happens. It happens.
warm
Well,
up. So yeah.
anything giving you a little bit of nerves going into the 15s? Any tile that might give you a little trouble?
The Ninja Star things.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it really. Because
Okay.
depending on what's after that, you
Right.
could lose a lot of balls.
Right. Like a Ninja
Going
Star
into them.
tilt tile combo could be a little bit of a
Yeah.
could be a little
Yeah,
dicey for sure. Cool.
yeah, I'm looking forward to. I mean, even the up to the 20s. Is those what are they called? Like the radar spinny things with the
Yeah, the
inverted
radars. Yep.
loops
Yep.
things. Are they in the 15 to 20s?
The windshield wipers, they are in 15 to 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not looking forward to those combinations either. Cause have you seen beyond? Have you seen like what it's up to up to level 20?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that there is no interbridges.
I mean, there's some combos. there's some combos.
Yeah.
There's a reason I'm not making it 100% all the way to 20. So, it is what it is.
Well, I'll do me best.
All right. Any parting
I-
words before we let you go?
Good luck, KlopTrip. That's all I really have to say. Nah, man. Yeah, Shen, thank you for hosting these.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good way for my community to meet other members of the community again. I'm sure I've said this before.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much, Shens. Have a fantastic rest of the competition.
Will do.
Leave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Smebbity in the top left, giving us some words there. We had Mr. Villagers on the bottom right, SolidMustard on the bottom left, both on level 8. Mr. Villagers had a little bit of trouble on that last octagon, but managed to save those 2 marbles that scooted to the right-hand side. So looking good by both competitors right now. And with only 8 minutes remaining, our competitors are pretty much all in right now. So they have to make this one count. SolidMustard on the bottom left with 7 marbles pushing through. Mr. Valendris on the bottom right. Looking to push through level 8 now. It's a good start for SolidMustard. No scatter across the tiles into the wind bin. So SolidMustard moves on to level 9 and needs to complete this next level to qualify for the next round. Mr. Valendris, little bit of spread. They're going to pull back. Good choice. Those scatter glitches are merciless. Coming down into the squares. Looks like they're going to peel to the other side to make sure they have as much room to navigate as possible. Moving around the thumbs. Setting it up for the bridge. They're looking good. SolidMustard starting level 9 now on the bottom left. Mr. Valendris looking to finish level 8. No scatter across the tiles. Right into the wood bin they go. And here's SolidMustard on level 9, bottom left. Looking to finish it out. Squares, octagons, squeege. Needs to keep the squares corner tight. Does so. No jumping. Very good to see. Could be a slow roll into the octagons here. It is. And barely gets that last marble in the back. There was a little bit of bobbling between the marbles. Aiming for that corner. Almost undershot it, but they did manage to get them all in. And SolidMustard hits level 10 with 100%. Very well done with 6 minutes to spare. Mr. Valendris. Up and at it now. Let's go full screen. So Mr. Valendris on level 9. This is to qualify for the next round. Down the main ramp. Gonna have to go easy into the corner of the squares. They're pulling back, looking for the far corner. Good line. No marbles jumping. Now needs a smooth execution. Does have the squeege to bounce off of if they want it, but the squeege is in a weird position right now. Uh-oh. Loops around the outside of the squeege. Does manage to get all the marbles past. Holy moly, Mr. Valindris. Shooting those marbles to the outside of the squeege off of the octagon. And definitely earning that qualifying position. Very nicely done in a tight spot. So just like that, all 4 competitors have qualified for level 10. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are joining in on all 4 streams. We will be starting the next round in 3 minutes. So our competitors have a little bit of time to shake it out. And again, you have unlimited number of attempts. So we're going to wait until the bottom of the hour. Yeah, KlopTrip, you got numbers on your side, but at the same time, one bad dump and it could be a bad dash back to the beginning. All right, so again, our competitors are going to have 30 minutes to get the highest percentage possible to level 15. The 2 highest percentages will advance to the final round. And it should be noted with that 30-second minimum timer, that is going to be 7 minutes per run. So you might only get 1 extra run after this first attempt with that timer. So we'll wait the last 2 minutes. Competitors have a chance to shake it out one last time, stretch it out, and get ready. So we'll see how it all goes. It's a battle, Go Teach. It's a battle. We'll see how it all works out. And again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're in all 4 streams. Spread it around the love. And hello, Go Teach. How are you doing? So again, reminder for the second round of competition, the 2 competitors with the highest percentage for a single run will advance to the final round. Top left, Smebbity. Top right, KlopTrip. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Bottom right, Mr. Valindris. All right, 1 minute remains until the second round. The tension building on all our competitors here. Looks like Smebbity stepped out for a second. And they should be back momentarily. All right, 25 seconds counting down. Our competitors will be ready to go. All right, 10 seconds counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin the second round. The competitors may begin tilting. going for the highest percentage to level 15 in a single run. SolidMustard starts immediately. KlopTrip starting up. Mr. Lindis gathered up. Smebbity not quite yet back from the break, but I'm sure we'll see them soon. And it looks like everyone is getting to go. Let's go full screen on KlopTrip, see how they perform with the 50 marbles. So KlopTrip looking to strike it big here. Big swarm of marbles to start it off. Once you hit that over 30 marble count, they start acting more like a liquid than individual marbles. So there's going to be a lot of sloshing around for KlopTrip to be keeping control of. Looks like they're doing very well so far, using every corner they have to their advantage. Peeling through the X room with the crescents. It's going to need a pretty tight grouping if they don't want to stop in every single crescent here. Looks pretty dang good. Uses the last crescent for themselves. The squeege could prove a little tricky for them here. And you'll see they keep correcting away from the corners as the marbles go into them. That is to reduce the chance of any marble jumping over the walls. So KlopTrip doing everything right now. Wants to be behind the squeege, but the timing isn't there. Are they going to rush it? Looks like they're going to wait. A tough spot to be in. Might have had enough time to go for it, but definitely not worth the risk. So KlopTrip will be waiting for the squeege, and then octagon squares wind bin. Even if it's a sloppy peel, they should be able to aim for the right back corner of the squares and just have them casually peel into the wind bin off of that. So definitely doable here for KlopTrip. And it looks like they will be going behind the squeege. Needs to make sure no marble jumps over the squeege. Whoo! Had to get that one marble in the back around the corner without getting the marbles in the front to jump, and they did that expertly. So now KlopTrip needs to find a way to execute the final combo. Octagons into the squares. One marble goes to the left. They need to just peel this into the wind bin. It's looking good. Can't really tell what's happening in the back. The board still says 100. I think they might have pulled it off. And ladies and gentlemen, anchoring it in, KlopTrip. 53 marbles through level 10. What a performance. That's what we love to see. All right, so a big sigh of relief there for KlopTrip, I'm sure, and that is definitely going to get their percentages up for the rest of the run. So even if they do lose one or two marbles in the future, they're well cushioned on that. Top left, Smebbity starts 11. Bottom left, SolidMustard starts 12. Bottom right, Mr. Blinders loading up 11. And there's Smebbity in the revolving door, trying to get through. Looks like they've got a pretty good line. Looking to peel it into the octagons. Might have a little slop coming out of it, though. Needs to be careful. And Smebbity's marble has fallen on level 11. Will he choose to restart immediately, or is he just going to finish it out to see what he gets? Betrayed by his own marble. I know the feeling. It happens frequently on my stream. So Smebbity now has to make a decision whether he wants to continue or if he wants to restart immediately. It looks like he's going to continue just to get a percentage up and then see if he has enough time to do another run, which he probably does. Top right KlopTrip pushing through. Is on the wrong side of the octagons, lining it up, and this could be big for KlopTrip. Went the wrong way on the octagons into the bridge, loses 8 marbles. And now has another bad spread in the second octagons into the corners here. So 10 marbles down for KlopTrip, knocking him down to 96%. That cushion really helping. But that is a far cry from the 100 being sported by SolidMustard and Mr. Valindris right now. Bottom left, SolidMustard on level 12. Bottom right, Mr. Valindris loading up level 12. And it looks good for SolidMustard right now. Into the octagons they go. They got a little bit of a spread going into the back. SolidMustard needs to be careful. Pushes through. And it looks like SolidMustard does get all the marbles through level 12. Mr. Valindris, bottom right, about to start 12. Top left, Smebbity on level 12. And KlopTrip all loading up level 12. So it looks like all our competitors pretty much at the same pace right now. And it looks like Smebbity is doing pretty good collecting in the corner. Looking to line it up for the octagons after the bridge. KlopTrip wants to keep those marbles in a tight group, keeps them from escaping in the octagon. Again, very good control being shown by KlopTrip. Squares to line it up for the bridge. And it looks like they've got it. Now the bridge into octagon. Can they execute here? KlopTrip, 21 marbles on the top right. It's a good setup into the octagons. Has the narrowers in the back to peel off of, and it looks like they're going to use them. So KlopTrip looking to put away 21 marbles, and does so. Trying to get that percentage back up. Top left, Smebbity is down to 93% with 7 marbles out. Again, it looks like they're just trying to follow. And oh no, a big hit to Mr. Valindris on the bottom right there. Had some problem getting into the square before the bridge. And they are down to 95%. So everyone's percentages are tanking right now. SolidMustard, the only one at 100. Into the tilt tile. Octagon tilt tile. Another nasty combo. Who picked this seed? Smebbity on the top left. Now lining it up for that octagon tilt combo. Top right, KlopTrip. Getting the level started, and Mr. Valindris also starting that level. And it looks like Smebbity gets into the octagon. One marble almost runs ahead on him, but he saves it back. Bottom left, SolidMustard already up to the square bridge combo. Another fun combo for a lot of marbles. KlopTrip on the top right, getting into the corner. Bottom left, SolidMustard looking to put it away. It's another 100 for SolidMustard. Starting to show some strength here with one level to go. Big clump here for KlopTrip. Is going to lose 2 marbles, maybe more if they're not careful. Oh my goodness, a big split on the tilt tile. Marbles in the back, overcorrecting, undercorrecting. It's a bad situation for KlopTrip. Somehow manages to only lose 7. They're at 95%. And I think Smebbity restarted. So Smebbity not happy with their numbers, wants to restart it. Mr. Valindris loses 2 ahead. Octagon tilt tile combo, giving our competitors a lot of trouble here. And Mr. Valindris loses 1, but keeps it going. So the percentage is all over the place right now. Very hard to tell who is actually in the lead. KlopTrip, with that cushion of the higher marble count, holding on to 95%. Mr. Valindris just dipping down to 94%, and Smebbity restarting. Reminder to competitors, you have 20 minutes. So whatever you need to do to make it happen, do with that information what you will. 30-second timer on level 1, yes. Plus, you want more marbles on level 1 anyway to get your percentages up. Mr. Validris into the win bin. 17 out of 19. Moves on to the last level. And bottom left, SolidMustard. 12 for 12 right now. Can they ace this level? Good setup on the octagons. Ready for the corner of the squares. Crescents after that. They're going to peel off the center square into the crescent, and then it's X-Rube to Windbin to finish it out. I think SolidMustard's got this one. Ladies and gentlemen, SolidMustard secures their position in the final round and sets the bar at 100%. Bottom right, Mr. Validris at 94. Top right, KlopTrip at 95. But KlopTrip needs to get all these marbles home to put the pressure on the other two competitors. Loses one on the squares. A little bit of spread on the outside, but the crescents are there to save them. It looks like KlopTrip is doing pretty well right now. They're going to be solidifying that 95%. Couple marbles get left behind, but it is a safe 2 tiles to the win bin here. And KlopTrip at a 95 will put it away. Question is, will they restart or will they think that is enough? They are already ahead of Mr. Validris' score. So they are definitely guaranteed to be ahead of Mr. Validris. But what will Smebbity's score be? That is the question. Top left Smebbity on level 4 already with 100%. Mr. Validris, bottom right, finishes with 95.16. So they will have to restart to have a chance to qualify. Let me refresh what's going on with SolidMustard here. Yeah, as it stands right now, Mr. Validris needs to do another run, as they've not outperformed KlopTrip, and they have 17 minutes. They do have enough time. Yes, so if you restart, your current percent will count unless you do better. But obviously, whatever your percent is going into the final round is what it is. So that is where it stands. Bottom left, SolidMustard. Level 14. Waiting for that join screen. Smebbity. Top left. Moving on to level 5. Don't know if Mr. Validris is good to go or not. But time is definitely ticking down. Smebbity on the top left. On level 5. Has all 12 in. Looking to push through. The time to beat, or the percentage to beat, 95.32. So it looks like KlopTrip is going to start over to try to get into a better position for the 20s. And it's okay if they don't reach level 15 by the end, because they've already reached level 15. They'll just be slightly behind in the final round should they advance. It looks like Mr. Villagers is going to go for the start over. So it is going to come down to the wire here. 15 minutes. So they're going to have to be beating these levels very quickly. They're going to have just over 30 seconds per level. It's going to be tight. Smebbity top left. Moving in. Looking to have 100 for their completion. KlopTrip. Top right. Restarting the run. Smebbity slow and steady into the wind bin. Does not want to take any chances. Pushing through. But Smebbity does have to reach level 15 before time is up, as they do not yet have a time submitted. Total score 420. It's a good sign, SolidMustard. It's a good sign. All right, Mr. Villagers is loading up level 2, as is KlopTrip. Both trying to get through these levels as quickly as possible. Again, they're looking to average about 30 seconds a level. It's going to be very close. They need to save as much time in the beginning as possible, while still not losing any marbs. And you can see both competitors flying through these stages right now. Top left, Smebbity. Peeling into the octagon, into the squares. One marble gets hung up, but they do well to recover. Needs to keep the marbles from going ahead. Oh, there's going to be a marble leaking ahead. Smebbity needs to act. He does have the narrowers into the octagons. Wind bin at the back end, a little bit of splash, but it looks comfortable for him. One marble on the left might get out of his hand. No, he sneaks it into the wind bin, and Smebbity somehow manages to keep everyone alive in that. Still at 100%, and moves on to level 8. Very well done by Smebbity there. Right side, KlopTrip and Mr. Villagers neck and neck. Trying to get through these levels as quickly as possible. A little bit of collisions coming around on that corner. Trying to push through as quickly as possible. Looks good for both competitors. It's going to be a 105 in-game time for Mr. Villagers. A 105 time. It's less than a second between the two in-game times for KlopTrip and Mr. Villagers. Smebbity on the left side. Load through level 8. Squares to corners. Has a bit more time than the other two competitors. Using that to keep all the marbles right where they want them. Around the squares into the thumbs. A little bit of spread, but it shouldn't be an issue. They're just going to collect in the back corner for a slop. And it looks like they're in. Top right, KlopTrip. I think he has one marble stuck in the back there. Yep, it's Kaz. Whips him around. Bottom right, Mr. Valindris just shooting through the level quickly. Both competitors on the same tile. KlopTrip just snakes it right through. And both competitors at 100%. All three at 100%. But time is ticking away. 10 minutes remain. It's going to be close. KlopTrip on the top right. Valindris on the bottom right. Smebbity on the top left. Smebbity starts number 9. Let's go full screen to Smebbity, see how they do. All right, so Smebbity, 15 marbles on level 9, looking to get to level 10 with 100% for the second time today. They're going to go through the center of the squares, going for the peel into the octagon. It's a good setup. Pushes through the octagon. The squeege is not there. They're going to have to just take the slong low peel into the wind bin. Slow long peel is what I meant to say. I don't know what came out of my mouth, but I meant to say slow long peel. Anyway, Smebbity's in with the 100. Well done. Uh-oh. Mr. Valindris loses a marble on level 5. But it's too late to go back. They just have to keep pushing forward. They're not out yet. Level 6 for KlopTrip on the top right. Smebbity on the top left. 5 levels left for Smebbity. The timer continues to tick away. 8 minutes remain. Oof. Might be starting to get away from KlopTrip and Mr. Valindris here. Smebbity with a little bit more time, but still needs to move a little fast. Can't be taking much more than a minute per level here. Top right, KlopTrip slopping through level 6. Bottom right, Mr. Valindris is quitting out. I think that might be a forfeit there. Just not enough time. Didn't get to level 15 fast enough the first time, and the reset was a little slow. But thank you, Mr. Valindris. A hell of an effort. Some very good tilts coming out of you. Very much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you. If you want to be available for interview, we can do an interview, but that's your call. And Smebbity on the top left is now going through level 10, looking to get all 17 home with a slow peel out of the squares yet again. KlopTrip racing for their life on the top right. Either needs to reach 15 in the time remaining or bank on Smebbity not getting to 15 above a 95.32%. KlopTrip loads level 7 and pushes through. Smebbity now on level 11. It's only 6 minutes remaining. Smebbity is going to have to fly through these levels. He's got the revolving door. Setting up for the octagons into the bridge. Needs to get this peel perfect. It's a good setup off of the narrower. A little bit of stall coming off the back. Keeps the marbles in control. KlopTrip loses a marble on level 7. Smebbity has a good setup here. He's going to use the bridge to group the walls up for the peel through the octagon. Has the quarter, needs to shoot through. And Smebbity trying to get it done in the time remaining. 5 minutes remain. 3 levels to go. Can Smebbity do it? KlopTrip on the right-hand side, likely not going to have enough time, but still tilting right now because if Smebbity does not make it to 15 in time, KlopTrip will advance to the next level, and wherever they're at will count towards their progress in the final round. Smebbity starts 12. Has to fly. Going through the thumbs. Lining it up for the bridge. Good collection in. Should be able to go straight through. KlopTrip finishes level 8. Smebbity having trouble with the grouping of the marbles. Sneaks it past. Into the bridge. Octagon to the right. Needs to peel this one straight through. Nope, just going to let 2 marbles fall. Has the squares in the back. They've lost 3. Another marble gets ahead of them. Overcorrects the peel. And it looks like Smebbity doesn't like it. He's throwing in the towel. Smebbity couldn't get through the level fast enough. Those bridges. Dastardly. Who picked this awful seed? What a horrible person. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the standings. It is going to be SolidMustard, currently at 100%. And KlopTrip at 99.56%, tilting their way back up to the top. We're going to get everything set up here. But thank you to Smebbity and Mr. Valindris. Very much appreciated for you guys competing. And we will get this ready to go. So KlopTrip is free to continue. SolidMustard must wait 2 more minutes before beginning. So we'll see if KlopTrip can get 2 more levels done in the time remaining. Probably just the 1. They will be a couple levels behind, but if they're at a better percentage, it might very well be worth it. We will see. The competitors do have an hour, which is enough time to get to 20 and then maybe get in another run, at least for SolidMustard. Not sure if KlopTrip will have enough time to do both. But they did lose another marble, but they're keeping that percentage at 99%. Thanks to the higher marble count. So, hard to say where the real disadvantage lies. We shall see. Pushing through into the squeege. Loses one off the side. But on the correct side of the octagons, we'll be able to just peel through with the squares. Now dipping down to 98%. KlopTrip needs to be careful. Percentage more important than speed at this point. And with 30 seconds left, KlopTrip is at level 11. SolidMustard at 14. Ready to go on 15. All right, the time has ticked down. It is now 1 o'clock, and the third round has begun. SolidMustard may begin at this point. KlopTrip continuing to go through. As it stands right now, SolidMustard's at 100%. KlopTrip at 98%, but with a higher marble count, giving them a bit more forgiveness. In the later levels, we'll see how it all unfolds. It's squares into tilt tile for the first tile combo for SolidMustard. Dangerous leak ahead for KlopTrip. Needs to wiggle the marbles in. Loses one, but gets a good collection in the octagons and saves the marble in the back. So it's only going to be one marble out so far. And KlopTrip continues to push through, but that percentage keeps ticking down little bit by little bit. Top left, SolidMustard. Looking to get in on the tilt tile, taking it very cautiously. Top right, KlopTrip loads up level 12. SolidMustard waiting for the tilt tile to push through. Needs to aim for the center of the revolving door. Just gets there in time. And the timing looks good on the windshield wiper. Ooh, a little bit of scatter coming off of there, but they should be able to recover. They're going to have to swing the one marble in the back. Oh, that would have gone there, but they didn't. Oh, now it's going to be too late. They're going to have to jank it. They're going to have to jank it. Jank the marble over. Come on, SolidMustard. Oh, it's a good jank. It's a good jank. Top right, KlopTrip moving through 12. Believe this is where Smebbity tapped out. KlopTrip still bleeding some marbles here. Might be going a little too fast. They're down to 15. 95%. Octagons into the wind bin. Looks like they'll get 14 home. Top left, SolidMustard. With that 100%. Holding strong so far. SolidMustard to the egg basket. Crescents on the back end. It's looking pretty good for the clump. SolidMustard with 11 marbs, swinging them around. Lining it up. Into the wind bin they go. And SolidMustard hits level 16 with 100%. The pressure's on for KlopTrip. One big mistake from SolidMustard could tank their percentage here. And KlopTrip would have enough time potentially to go for a second round. SolidMustard waiting for the time to tick down. It's a tilt tile. Oh, for KlopTrip. Big splash. Gets most of them through. Might have gotten all of them through. And did. And now looking to go through the octagons. One marble sneaks out. They have the tilt tile to collect in. They've got the thumbs on the back end. It's a bit of a spread here for KlopTrip. The marble's bleeding. Has 23 out of 25. Very well done, all things considered. And they're going to try to push through the rest of the level. Top left, SolidMustard with 6 marbles. The other caveat being, if SolidMustard does not reach 20, that's going to leave it wide open for KlopTrip. So KlopTrip does finish level 13 at 94.8%. Still hanging in there. Top left, SolidMustard. Slow and steady with the squeege to the drawbridge. Should have enough time to get down there. And they do. Then it'll be squares into, I believe, X room. Followed by the thumbs. All right, SolidMustard pushing down. Level 16 completed at 100%. SolidMustard continues to charge forward. Make sure you guys are in both channels. KlopTrip and SolidMustard. Dropping in as you need to. Looks like one marble got away from him there. KlopTrip going to regroup. Looking good for KlopTrip. 22 marbles into the tilt tile. It's going to try to goose it. It's a good goose. Might not even need to recollect in the corner, but likely will with the octagon waiting for them. Peel into the squares. It's very good for KlopTrip right now. Using the peel to their advantage. The crescents on the back end. And a very strong level 14. Looking to get KlopTrip back up to that 95%. Rebuilding that cushion. And only 3 levels behind SolidMustard. SolidMustard with 14. Working the way around the crescent. Lining it up for the tilt tile. It looks good. They're going to wait. They're going to group in the T just to be safe. Top right KlopTrip starts 15. SolidMustard on the left. Ready to execute. It's a good line. Has the narrowers into the X root. Egg basket could give them a little difficulty if they don't hit it right. But it looks like it's a straight shot for SolidMustard. A little bit of spread on the dismount. Needs to watch out. And now it's going to be the octagons to the wind bin here. Ooh, bad split on the octagons. Saves the one in the back. 2 left. Tap through. SolidMustard on to 18 at 100%. Pressure's on for KlopTrip here. This could be trouble. SolidMustard 2 levels away. Might force a restart out of KlopTrip here. Oh, KlopTrip. It's a little early to the revolving door. 2 marbles in the back, likely not going to make it. Windshield wiper. A little early. Trying to save those marbles in the back as best they can. It looks like he saved them. 26 out of 30. Steam the pan spreading far. Needs to tuck it. There's the tuck. Pardalis and Steam the pan. Finally pushing in. Top left SolidMustard on to level 18. Egg basket. Lined up. Down into the revolving door. It's a good lineup. into the second revolving door. Crescent to squares. Going through. Looks pretty strong. Has the corner. Crescent's on the back end. Could be another 100 from SolidMustard here. It's a nice tight line through the crescents. A little bit of spread. They're going to use the crescent to regroup. And SolidMustard puts away another level. 100% on to the final one. It might all come down to this final level. KlopTrip, 26 out of 30. Puts away level 15. On to level 16. The marble's getting in. KlopTrip loads up 16. SolidMustard loads up 19. We'll go full screen to SolidMustard to see how they perform on the final level of their run, looking for a perfect 100 straight through. So here we go. It all comes down to this. If SolidMustard 100% or gets above 95% on this level, it will likely force a restart out of KlopTrip. Eight marbles pushing in. Down to the egg basket. Octagons into windshield wiper. It's a good line. Little bit of spread, but holds it steady. A tie break would likely go to the person who reached level 20 first. And it looks like good position for SolidMustard. Has to wait for the drawbridge. Timing's not there. Needs to wait. Crosses on the drawbridge. Pushes through. Crescent stairs Widbin. Will the stairs work in SolidMustard's favor? Dropping down. No scatter. One marble jumps ahead. SolidMustard puts it away with a flawless 20. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. There it is. KlopTrip. Hell of an effort. But just not quite in the cards for KlopTrip today. The marble count likely a contributing factor here. But that is the uniqueness of the competition. In a distance tilt, KlopTrip would definitely be the favored one with their marble count. In this format, SolidMustard is the one favored with their marble count. So there it is. Congratulations, SolidMustard. 100% all the way to level 20. KlopTrip, thank you again for the participation. But unfortunately, just not quite what we were hoping for. That will do it. We're going to raid out into SolidMustard. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. We do this every Saturday. If you would like to join in, !weekly in the chat to apply for the tilting competition. And if you're nervous about going up against some big names and stronger competitors, feel free to find 3 other like-minded individuals with a similar skill level, and I would not object to popping in with a customized 4-person event for 1 week.